think? Y'all ready to run around? Huh? Well, these guys have been trapped up in the house for the last couple of hours. They hate it. They hate being, I started to do the video and they were slamming at the back door, barking like crazy. So I said, let me let them out. But that was a heck of a fun hunt. I seen 5. I seen that one. I know the footage didn't come out all that well. It was so early. It just started getting where I could see really well. And didn't see anything after that. But I had that one doe came out. It was so small. I know it had to be a fawn. It just lost its spots. And I just said, I'm going to watch it for a while. Hopefully I got some good footage on my ground camera. I got a GoPro on the ground. I haven't even looked at it yet. I'm going to put it in here though if it turns out really good. But and then up the driveway I had 4 more came out. 3 big old meaty does and 1 small one. A lot of groceries walking around on Kinfolk Farm. I wanted one so bad, but that's okay. I'm really jealous right now. My neighbor that hunts with me, he hunts 2 farms down on his farm, but he got a real nice buck last week, so it's really got me wanting to get out here and hunt hard. I'm super jealous. But it's been a great week here at Kinfolk Farm. We've been selling lots of grapes. We have our quail are doing great. I was wanting to show you guys what's going on around here. We need to go water the quail real quick. I have a ton of chickens that we've been bringing up. And actually today I want to move some that I've been sort of, I call it training. I'm training them for the coop. I got them in a little small pen right next to the coop. So when the big birds come out, they see them all the time. And today I think I'm going to integrate them or mix them in with all the bigger birds. Let them out and let them run around for the first time. And it's always a lot of fun because that night, hopefully they'll go back in their little pen. But I want them to mingle with the big birds for a while before I start putting them in the big coop. Once we put them in the big coop, then they always want to go back into the smaller coop, and I'm always having, I got to keep the door closed. They'll roost outside of it. It's always a big pain, but it always seems to work out. We got a bunch that we just trained the last couple of days, and they're doing really, really good. But also, I made some mistakes with our walk down here to this brooder house before I go eat some breakfast. I want to go eat and all that junk. Get fired up. I got to run to the feed store and get some stuff picked up real quick. But the quail are pretty easy to take care of. Little food, little water, and they're good. Let's see what they're up to. They are doing good. They just running around everywhere. They need some water. They're drinking that water really quick. I got about 40-ish in here. So half of them will be next year's flock for our egg layers, and the other half will end up eating, processing and eating. But they're doing really, really good. Well, those guys are doing great. One of the best hatches I've ever had. They really, really have done great. I think I've lost 1 bird out of the whole thing. Just strong group of birds. They're going to be awesome on the farm. They should lay a lot of eggs for us. Now these in this pen are the ones I want to start letting out today. Let them sort of mingle with the older birds. We have some older birds and then some birds that are just, I don't know, 6 weeks old, something like that. So we got older birds, medium-sized birds, small birds. We're gonna let small birds out. Well, I'll see if they'll come out. Well, that didn't take long. There's a few. No, watch out though. Come on. Come here, buddy. Come back over here. There's a few of them that came out. It didn't take a minute. They want that grass so bad. Don't they, boy? They want that grass so bad, but then Odin's running around spooking everybody. Here they come. Yeah, it won't be but a minute. They'll be all out. Well, we'll leave these guys alone. If we get out of here, they'll come right out. They're coming right to the edge getting that grass. It won't be but a minute. They'll all be right here mingling with the other chickens. And of course, these chickens are going to go in there looking for their food. So they'll probably run them around and push them all out. They also, check this out. They've been loving going out into the vineyard and eating all these muscadine holes. They have just been scooping these things up all day long. They absolutely love the muscadine holes. So I think that's helping keep the ants and the bugs down because the chickens are scarfing them up. Once they go through here, they all go up into the big vineyard. Well, speaking of that, we're almost done selling. We have one more weekend this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be done selling. The vines are starting to turn. You can see they're starting to turn, and it's getting sad. The grapes have been just steady coming on, though. They've really been steady coming on. And this vineyard, we've hardly even picked it. We've been focusing so much in the other vineyard. We've just been staying up there all the time, picking all the grapes up there, showing people where to go. So this one's hardly even been picked. So we're going to come and start picking a bunch of this and start freezing it for all our wines and jellies and stuff this next winter. Look in here. We still got tons of grapes. They haven't even been picked in here. Just looking good. And tasting. Phenomenal. It's getting real sad. They're coming to an end. Got a couple more weeks we could probably eat. I've been eating about a gallon a day. But it's coming to an end. I hate it. You work so hard all year for this one little, it's a month, but it seems like it just goes by like that. It seems like it goes by so fast. We had a good year in the vineyard. We sold a lot of grapes, met a lot of cool people, had a lot of subscribers come out. That was super fun. Just had a blast. Lots of families coming out with their kids, playing with the pigs, and just having an absolute ball. We have loved it. Well, we got the chickens and the quail taken care of. Show y'all where I messed up with the pigs. We've been working on our third pen. You can see I got the fencing up from here to about there. I got to go here in just a minute when I get this done and go pick up some more fencing. So I finish this out, and then I start running my electric wire to keep them in. And I am ready to get these big girls in here. I want the girls in here just for the fact they got all this greenery before it dies in the fall. The fall's coming, and everything's gonna start browning up, but I want them to eat as much as they can before all this stuff disappears. And they're doing great. Dottie and Cinnamon are just growing like crazy. They're just getting really, really big. But these two guys, this one and this one, you can tell they're sort of the runts. Is that good? They're sort of the runts, and these were going to be our meat pigs for the year. Look at the size difference. They were the runts, and when I was selling them all, I didn't want to sell anybody the runts, so I decided to keep the runts. We're gonna put some weight on them and have them processed But where I messed up was I put them in here with all the other pigs. I need to be bulk feeding these guys, and I can't do it here because these girls will eat it all up. And they're having a hard enough time eating because of the girls. Dottie and Cinnamon bully them around. The two mamas bully them around. They're eating great, but not like I'd want them to. My plan is to try to catch them here in just a second without them squealing and all that, hopefully. Then I'm going to take that bulk feeder down, and we're going to move them and the bulk feeder over to our little training pen. I'm just going to raise them over there. We got some piglets that'll be born over here coming up in, I think, mid-October in the first pen. And once they hit that 7-week mark, we'll move them to the training pen with these guys. So it'll be fine. We'll only leave them out there for a couple weeks as we sell them and do what we want to do with them. But I had to put a gate down there. I ended up having to put a gate down there this winter because these guys won't be processed till about February. But that's my plan now. I'm going to try to give them some feed. I've been practicing this the last couple of days, picking them up without them squealing so much that the mamas want to get after me. They really don't care. They stay so hungry they just want to eat. But I'm hoping I can just pick them up, not by the feet or anything. I just want to pick them up sort of like a puppy and carry them to the cage nice and quiet. Let's see how this works. Once they hit this wire, the mamas will stop. And I only have to do 2, so it might not be quite as bad. Let's see how this plays out. Well, the first one was a piece of cake. Let's see how this second one works out. Mia. Piece of cake. Nice. Shoot, that worked out great. I am really happy. Make sure this sucker's closed all the way while I'm going down the yard. Yeah, I am really happy with that. Heck yeah. These were the guys. I keep forgetting to put them up because they just go everywhere I go. Ain't that right, boy? And they want to nip at them. But they did good. Nia tried once. All right, let me go close this pen. We'll close this thing up and let them be. We'll come back and feed them tonight. I want to get these guys in the new pen over here. I think the moms are just done with it all. Once we moved them over, we brought them back over on that. We had them over there in the training pen for 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember how long it was. I know it was over 2 weeks. Enough for them to dry up. And we brought them back over here. The moms didn't want nothing to do with them. Mia, stop. Come here. Come here. She's trying to jump up in the truck. But they just didn't want anything to do with them. But I just noticed that Cinnamon and Dottie are growing like wildfire. Especially Cinnamon. I don't know if I can tell the difference who's growing the most, but Cinnamon is just really, the camera doesn't do them justice. We had a lot of YouTubers coming over the past couple of weeks picking grapes, and we had a lot of them say, they look at Al, there's Al over there, but they would, every time they would say, that camera don't do him justice. He is a hog. He is an absolute beast. You can see, look at that post on that gate. His back comes right to that post, and that post is right at my waist. It is about 4 foot tall. I don't know. It's tall, but it's right at my hip bone. So he is a big boy. There ain't no doubt about it. He's a big boy. Let's go over here and we're going to put these guys in their new home, see what we got to do to fix it up. I definitely this weekend have to get that bulk feeder down and figure out how I'm going to put it over there. Well, we're back down here at our little training pen, and this is a big enough pen for 2 pigs for right now. They're just going to demolish this thing, but it is going to be perfect for 2 pigs just to grow out as meat. For meat, I need to get this catch pen out of here. I'm going to take it down and get it out this weekend, put it up, and this will be a great place for them to live for the next 6 months or up into February when we take them to get them processed. Let's see if we can get them in the pen. Simple as that. We gotta go check on their water. Their little feed box needs to be taken out of here. Turn the power back on. I don't have the power on, but I think they're doing. They're gonna do just fine over here. What do you think, guys? Yeah, they're gonna do good. We'll put on the meat over here. Trying to figure out where I can put that bulk feeder. I'm scared if I put some, I thought about just putting some T-posts in here and strapping it to some T-posts. I'm almost certain that's what I'm going to do. Or I could leave this in here and strap it to this. I could sort of put it up against this and I can take it down in February. But I said I was going to keep this put up so I can get a lot of life out of it, but I don't guess it's going to go anywhere. Really done a lot of planning. I know I got some piglets coming in October, and so 7 weeks after they're born, I'm going to have to use that to go catch the ones over there to bring them back over here. That's our catch pen. So I see 2 perfect trees right there, but I'm not one to screw things into trees. It kills your trees off. At least mine. If I screw something into my trees, they're going to die. It's just the way my luck goes. But that'd be perfect to put some 2x4s or something to strap it to it, but I just don't want to do that. But I'll figure something out. Maybe some T-posts and I'll strap it with some ratchet straps or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But if I dug some holes and put some 4x4s or something in there, I'm scared that they'll go rooting around in it before the concrete dries. I'm already going to have to do that because I want to put a gate somewhere over there where my truck is, because it's just an easy lane to back trailers and stuff into. I'm going to have to put a gate there. That'd be a great place to load and unload pigs. Well, the chickens are out and I was saying their chickens are out and about doing their thing. I want to see what the younger birds are doing. That's all these guys right here. They're coming out. It's only been a few minutes since we've been up there with the pigs and all. They were a bunch of them out just a minute ago. They all followed me up here and went back in the pen when I came to turn the power on. Yeah, they're doing really good. Yeah, it won't be long. I give them all day. They'll be out here mingling and having fun. And believe it or not, I got about 40 more eggs I'm about to put on the incubator. My neighbor gave me 2 farms down. I need to introduce you guys to Chandler. I say that all the time, my neighbor 2 farms down. I keep telling him he needs to start a YouTube channel. He's awesome. He bought a bunch of my pigs. He does everything that we do. He's an awesome guy. Young guy, I just love him to death. His family's awesome. But he's the guy 2 farms down. But he gave me 40 eggs. And I forget the name of the chickens that they came from. But he said they lay over 300 eggs a year. They're just super egg layers. And he asked me if I wanted some. I'm like, heck yeah. I said, I'll probably lose a few of these through the winter with hawks, especially all these white birds. We always seem to lose the white birds. But because we free range. But I've said it again, I normally don't mind, it's about noon right now. I normally don't let my birds out till about 1 o'clock. And I have that automatic door now, so I have it set for 1, so it works. It's been working fantastic. But my theory is the hawks, when they wake up, they're hunting. And my theory is I give them a little time to find a rabbit or a squirrel or snake, something. and fill their bellies before they want to jump on my chickens. And it's worked. We've lost a lot less chickens letting them out at around 1 in the afternoon. And they have plenty of time to get out and eat grass and find bugs and do all things a chicken needs to do or wants to do. They have plenty of time for all that. So that's worked out great for us. So I'm excited about putting these younger birds in here. But what I was saying at the earlier part of the video, the biggest thing about training these guys to the big pen is that they're already trained to the small pen. And we just went through that with that last batch of birds, the medium-sized birds. We just went through that with them. They were trained in one of these hoop houses on the other side of the coop over here. And every night I have to come out here, and about half of them will stay in the coop, but the other half are determined to get in that pen. Well, I keep the door closed so they pile up at the door. So I'm out here chasing chickens, not really chasing them, but I have to gather them all up. It's pretty easy to catch them at night. But I have a disadvantage. I have a street light shining right down on me so they get a good look at me, and I catch about half of them. But normally I come down, open the door, and they all just walk right back in. So kind of a little pain, but eventually they will all train to that being their new home. Check them out. They're doing great over there looking for stuff. Looking for stuff to find to eat. Scratching. This is the first time they've had grass since they ate all that grass in that pen. All right, well, that was a pretty good little afternoon. Got a little deer hunting in. Took care of the quail. Took care of the chickens. Everything's looking good. Moved the pigs down to the new catch pen, or not catch pen, down here to the new pen. What am I going to call this? The grow out pen? We'll call it the grow out pen. They found their food in the food box, so they're already eating on that. I checked the wire, turned the wire on. It's working good. I just got to go get a trash can for down here. I got more feed in the guest house. I got feed already in there, but they're doing good. They done found them a big plate of grits. That's what it looks like. It looks like grits. Well, that was fun. Let me put this piece of plywood up. I could sit down here and watch these jokers all day. They are a trip. Jackson is going to love, the grandbabies are going to love these pigs being down here. I know Jackson, he's going to be climbing the fence trying to get in here with them every day. All right, well, I'm going to try to get one more deer hunt in. Hopefully this evening we can get us a deer. My brother's supposed to come down. I'm just not exactly sure what time. So I'm not sure if I'm going to hunt the same spot I did this morning or if I'm going to hunt behind the house. I may hunt behind the house just so if he comes up the driveway, he'll drive right by me, and it sort of makes me feel like I'm not going to see anything. But it doesn't matter. That day, the day we sell grapes, people are up and down this driveway all day, and we go hunting, we see plenty of deer. And I think the deer just sort of got this figured out. You know, when about 2 hours before dark, they can come out. Guys so much for checking out my video. It's getting dark, and we got a lot of little spikes and stuff running around, and right about now is the point where you really can't tell if it's a spike or a doe. So this is about the time I get down and head on back to the house. I don't want to accidentally shoot a illegal deer, but I did see 3 at the very top of the driveway. I think it was the same ones that was crossed this morning. They bedded down in that big old chunk of woods, and then this afternoon or this evening they went back across. But pretty fun hunt. Seen 3. Praying they would come down this way, but they didn't. But thanks so much for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. I'm going to try to put out more of these little hunting videos and stuff. I'm just loving doing this. Love you guys to death, and we'll see you on the next video.